Hi, welcome. On this video, you're going to see me again working with Conrad, the pit bull, and kind of readjusting, okay, how I'm interacting with him. Again, he's got a lot of control issues. Had him out here and going into high challenge out here in the open. And so, based on controlling him through the method. And so, I'm making some adjustments here. My goal is to get the muzzle on him so we can get him out here. You'll be able to really get this moving along that way. But again, trying to put a muzzle on him, he really is tearing that muzzle off. Okay, and that's the thing about, when you see a dog that has a lot of control, you see Conrad's trying to get his legs up onto the leash. He's really going into these high challenge states. And so even the muzzle, because it's such a powerful dog, he's a pit bull, getting his, his paws up there and just ripping that muzzle off immediately. So here what I'm doing, I'm going to switch the camera view around. So this is where, okay, this is a good thing to see. This is where you get these situations where you really got to break it down into right from the crate, just beyond the crate, a few feet to begin, and then back in the crate. Just to get a couple of some agreeableness, a couple of interactions to back in. To have that crate right there available, and then continue to use the remote collar on vibration to get the dog to settle down in the crate. So for here, I'm going to turn the lens around because I'm making a little adjustment here for him to line this up a little easier for me, so I'm not out here giving myself a heart attack, okay? Because I understand, deal with some of these dogs, and it's very challenging. I can do it, but if there's a better way, there's a way to kind of break this down just at the beginning like this. This is what you need to do. This is what I recommend doing for many people, is just straight from the crate. Out, really good integrity is out 2 or 3 steps, just with some agreeableness with getting the dog to, go into the sit positions, but again, focusing on the interactions, and then just turning around and backing, just building your, expanding from there, and then getting out here, and then, it's going to line up much better. But for Conrad, I'm going to have to do it that way because even using the muzzle, he's wanting to rip that off really quickly. And so, again, muzzle's about control. So, I'm going to turn the camera around here. You're going to see me working him. I'm going to set it up over here so you can kind of see. We have a good view here. See him in his crate. And I'm going to, same thing, bring him out just a couple steps forward. I'll move this a little further so you can kind of get a little better view because I'm going to be moving out a little bit here. But same thing, we come out of the crate, immediately you open the crate up, you want to block the dog, let the dog push beyond you. He's already starting to see me different. Hook it right up to the choke chain, keep the choke chain high on the dog's neck. And then coming out, same thing, just right away, him having an understanding that I'm in control, and right here, and this is where I'm really breaking down. See his tail is wagging, this is just a power play. I'm asserting influence on his bum area to get him to come into agreement with the sit, because this is the point of the interaction, influence, coming onto the dog. And I'm standing here for a second, not moving, not thinking about moving, just to get him, again, understanding right from coming out from the crate. You see his eyes are looking red. Okay? I mean, he really put a lot of energy on me here a few minutes ago. And so again, I don't want to go into high conflict. You know what I'm saying? These interactions are designed to create agreeableness, but when you have a dog holding a tremendous amount of control, even you can be as reasonable as you want, the dog's still going to really go into high challenge, so you have to be careful. The same thing. So the goal here is to make 1 or 2 steps, turn around, and just go back into the crate, which I'm going to do. So this is a good video to kind of help people understand when it gets to this level, what is your option? Because here's the thing, is feeling better about things, the crate's right here. So, I don't have far to go to get him back in. So I don't have to go into a panic state thinking I'm out there in the open and the dog is flipping on its back and really trying to, a lot of conflicts happening and you're like caught out in the open. Here, just like in and out with the method, okay? But again, you want to make sure you're pushing, you want to make sure you're in control, have the dog right beside you. So now I'm going to move forward 1 step. So the 1 step, I'm putting sort of influence through that collar. He comes forward, back into the sit, little push-pull, and just slowing him down. Showing him, hey, gotta be patient here. You know, this is a complete different dynamic than what he's used to, because he was used to full control. He had full control before. I'm going to take one more step, and I'm going to turn. I'm going to move this camera a little bit so people can see better here. So one step. Back in, pull. And then this is the end of the step. Now we're going to go back, going to turn and go back into the crate. Typically I turn on my inside. Here I'm going to turn to the outside, because there's no way in here I'm going to be able to do that. And I want to, again, keep things leveled out anyway, so I'm going to turn this way. Back. I'm going to do another sit right here. It's important, just don't put them right back in. It may seem like that's the great option, but do another, I'm right here close, do another sit right near the crate. See, he doesn't want to go in here, but that's all right. Just keep pushing. A little push pull. Right here, a little bit of a down pressure. This is an opportunity to put a little down pressure on him. You do this type of thing. It's not about a contest. This is about just influence so that he starts to feel it a little bit. And it's about collapsing his mind. So I'm just locking my shoulder in. I'm leaning on him. But I'm not going to do this if I feel like he's really going to launch and really go crazy. You know, I'm looking at just how he's looking to see if I can get away with doing a little of this, because this helps line it up. Some down pressure. And the goal here isn't for him to do it down, okay? Just to feel some pressure so I can start to kind of de-escalate him, so he's not going to go so intense on me. And then I'm going to release it, and I'm going to put him back in the crate. Help settle him down inside the crate as well. Put the camera back. So you see there kind of the adjustment, okay? I mean, sometimes it's like, I could get him out here and could use that muzzle, and I could do it that way, but then same thing, so I get scratched up a little bit from his nails. There's no sense point in doing that. It's a better option is just from the crate, out a couple steps, and it's going to go a lot smoother that way. And then gives me rest period, lets him de-escalate, and it's going to help line the crate up even better anyway. So just a couple steps. So I'm going to be doing that for a lot of the day, okay? And very quickly though, I'm going to get out here without the muzzle, and you'll see a lot better agreeableness. You're not going to see all the foolishness of him, you know, jumping through the launching and rolling, all this craziness. Because that's the thing, you have to be careful of that stuff, because his only focus is how can I get free from being under control where I was in full control before. Like, I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be restrained. I don't want to be, you know, brought into alignment this way. I want to be free, and then but that escalates, you know, because the question is, what's a dog willing to do to make it stop? But here's the problem: is you get these situations like this, and then you're out in the open, and then it's like, then something happens. You know, it's not a good situation. So. Again, here it's better just crate, out a couple steps, back in. But under the method, understand, you don't want to switch it up and start using treats and bribing a dog and trying to generate responses that way, because the problem here's the thing to think about. Is I talk a lot about the open door, how his dogs are able to hold a level of control, and the transition through that. So for example, I could use treats to make him more agreeable and still create a level of change with him, okay, based on these interactions are still happening, right? So I can still generate a better agreeableness at that level. So I can switch it over, but the problem here, and this is something to think about, based on how much control he has, it can still put me in a really bad position, because I can be outside with him, and even though I get agreeableness and him responding, he's still not releasing control at the level that I need him to move into certain situations, say with another dog, and something really bad could happen to me, and then I'm like, what happened? Well, because I need to maximize the level of releasing control, so that when I do go out with those other dogs, near other dogs, I'm not going to be blindsided. Okay, so here, this is why I'm making the adjustment, because again, it's really important to line this up. So my goal here is to be able to get him out to the bathroom here in a little while, but I have to get a level, maximize that level, because when I encounter other dogs out here, he starts to really kick up. I have to be able to take control and have him be agreeable to that. Okay, just understand. So it's all about a plan. It's about understanding relationship side of things, understanding what the method's doing, and making sure that you're not caught out in the open. Okay, with dogs like a pit bull that is really holding a lot of control, and then bad things happen. So, and really the skill set too is such that when you get out here, you have to have release points. Okay, you have to have a point where you're releasing that level of influence on them at a certain point where they're agreeable. Be careful of that, because what can happen is you keep that choke chain or that pressure collar tight too much or at the wrong time, and you're inflaming the situation. Okay, conflict's going to go way through the roof and trigger aggression, because he's thinking that you want to engage. So here what I'm doing is I'm doing what's reasonable. I'm saying, I don't want to engage, but I am taking control. You need to accept it, and I'm giving you some opportunities here as he goes into, and even if it's not perfect, I'm still releasing him. So it's like a negotiation, but with me in control. I'm the negotiator, okay? I'm the one in control. So understand some variances here, but it's always about getting to the place you need to go in the relationship. Even if you make adjustments, you have to make sure those adjustments don't go the other way and allow a dog to hold control. And then you get real problems. So all the adjustments you make have to be for the betterment of the relationship, betterment of the dog, and so that you can